When we are required to make improvements in any system, we must first determine the area to focus on before we make any changes. A great example of this can be found in a story about a consultant who was hired by a company that produces bumpers with brackets to supply to the trucking industry. The company's demand for their bumpers had exceeded their capacity. The welding shop floor was found to be at 96% efficiency, and they simply could not weld enough bumpers to keep up with demand. To solve this problem, the CEO was considering a few options: investing in a new facility, adding robotics to the welding shop floor, or hiring more welders to work night shifts. A consultant was called in to determine which option should be used. First, the consultant verified that the demand was real, and it was. Then, he began to question how 96% efficiency was determined. He asked himself, what is the step that adds value? In this case, due to the mastery that welders bring, the step that adds value is welding. So welding should be the focus area. And when one is welding, what do you see? We see sparks and a bright blue light. If the welding shop was truly 96% efficient, then we would expect to see blue light 96% of the time. Then the consultant went to observe the shop floor while the welders did their tasks. He saw blue light on, blue light off, blue light on, blue light off, nothing. Then again, blue light on, blue light off, blue light on, blue light off, and again, nothing. He observed that welders walk over to a rack of incoming bumpers, grab one at a time, and place it in their welding rig. Then they grab each bracket and clamp them in place, put on their welding gloves and mask, and then begin to weld. Then they take off their mask and gloves, take the bumper out of the rig, and put it away. They repeat this process until the rack of incoming bumpers is empty. What happens when the rack is empty? They run, put away the empty rack, grab a new one, and bring it to their welding station. The welding shop floor was said to be at 96% efficiency because the welders were always moving. They measured the efficiency of the welders based on their movement, not on how much time they spent on the mastery of the work that they do. With this discovery, the consultant found that none of the three options were optimal. He realized there was a way to increase flow and improve productivity by helping the welders work at the top of their mastery. His idea was to get someone else to move the bumpers so the welders can focus on what they do best: welding. They shouldn't be spending time taking off their gloves and masks to move bumpers. Even if robots were installed, how long would it take to purchase them, set them up, program them, and get them operating? How long would it take to train somebody to move bumpers? An hour? A day? Whatever that time is, it's much shorter, and the company should be able to find someone to move bumpers in a day. And they did. Now the question is, how much did they improve? By allowing the welders to focus on their mastery rather than moving bumpers, they were able to increase their capacity by 500%. And all this by focusing on ensuring the most valuable resources are working at the top of their mastery. What's your company's blue light? And are you ensuring that everything else is in service to that blue light?